So Mark doesn't know it, but I'm going to start the podcast off today. He's out of the room, but he's going to be coming in shortly, and this is going to be our beginning. Mark normally drives these podcasts, but not today. I'm going to take over. He just doesn't know that yet. So stay tuned. We're going to call Shorty Biggs later, too. We tried to get a test in this morning, but he didn't answer. We think he might be at church. I don't know if you're picking that up, but that's the sound of the toilet. It's a double flusher, apparently.
These days when the world's gone crazy and everything's upside down, tune in, forget and just be lazy with the dumbest couple of fellers in town. Just a couple of pals talking about sports and movies and gals. Just a couple of dummies, some dumb dummies for you. Some dumb dummies for you.
A Couple of Dummies is filmed before nobody at all.
Here we go.
Hola, pendejo.
Hola, puto. ¿Cómo estás?
Oh, I forgot to get a light in here, right?
I caught him nonetheless.
What if it would have went?
Mark, welcome to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Dunn.
Hi, folks. You started without me?
Yeah. So here we are. We're back.
Yeah.
This is season 1, episode 9. And Mark and I are very excited about today's podcast because we just did one last week. And so we feel like we're kind of on a roll now, right?
Yeah.
We're pumping
Continuity.
Continuity is correct.
Consistency.
So it is. Well, it might be a little consistency too.
Well, yeah.
But we're going to experience some changes very soon because I'm moving into a new place and our setup's probably going to change. But for the better.
For the better.
For the better.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Would you say what's the probability of us having a backdrop that is exposed brick?
Well, that's highly probable.
That gives you street cred when you have that.
It could have that. We could do some bookshelves, something,
something
a little structured.
dignified?
Yeah, as opposed to like a drape, which is fine. It's a little formal for us.
Yeah, it's a little formal. It's a little Charlie Rose. No, Charlie Rose has an all-black background.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't watch that much TV.
You don't?
I'll tell you what I watch, though. I watch a lot of the Weather Channel.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes I'll even DVR that shit. Now, that's not true.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, Mark posted on Facebook, what was it? Twitter, that I like to DVR the Weather Channel. It's not true.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that?
I don't understand why you do it.
Do you know what it was? It was just the end of the program that we were watching, and it went straight into the news. And so the weather guy came up, and he said, "Oh, what are you, DVR the Weather Channel?" And then he's all over Twitter with it. He posted on his account, our account, like it was on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah, I misposted it a couple times because I just posted the link to Google.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was. You posted a link of Google from your account.
I was too excited, and I was just sitting there trying to Twitter it so fast. I got a little case of Twitter thumb because I was just like, "Oh, I got to get this out. The world has to know that you DVR the Weather Channel."
So, did you actually post a link to Google Mail, or was it? Did you get spam?
It was an accident.
But you remember having done it.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so let's start off this week, Mark, with you telling us about the show that you've been directing.
Oh, well, this week, I like this. You're driving.
Am I?
Are you just giving this a shot?
Huh? Well,
like the way I'm doing it?
We'll just see. No, it's not that. I think you've done a wonderful job.
It's nice to mix it up, though.
But I thought I'd come in today and I'd drive this bad boy.
Zip! Who do you credit Starbucks Pike Coffee to that, or your new diet?
Why don't you tell us about the show you're directing? I'm not on a diet, Mark.
No, you've changed your diet.
I have changed my eating habits.
Because I don't know if you know this, but believe it or not, you're always on a diet. Sometimes it's a crappy diet.
Your diet precedes you.
Because if you're consuming foods with a certain degree of nutrients, that's your diet.
That's your diet.
It's crummy or it's good. And what you've done is you've cleaned it up.
I've changed my diet.
Yeah.
I'm not on a diet.
No, you just changed your diet.
I'm attempting to change my eating habits.
Right.
And that's a long-term thing.
Now, are you still going hand to mouth?
Weren't we going to talk about the show you're doing? Hand to mouth, that sounds dirty.
That's a different, that's a different,
Sometimes hand to mouth is acceptable.
That's a different topic. I'm directing, assistant directing, actually. I'm assistant directing a production of Biloxi Blues at the Mud Creek Players up in Geist. It's close to Lawrence in northeast Indianapolis off 86th Street. And it's directed by a gentleman named Dustin and a lady named Ann, and I are both co-assistant directing it. And he has a lot of responsibilities because he's a member of the Sheriff's Department, and so he travels a lot. So we've been kind of filling in and doing a lot of the directing and kind of working through it. We're next week's Tech Week. A week from yesterday is Tech, and then we'll open a week from this Friday.
A week from this coming Friday.
Yeah.
Where is it? What's the date?
What?
When is it?
Hey, pause for these technical difficulties.
I'll handle that. Look, I'll drive this thing. When's your little the little
skit, it opens May
skit you're putting on?
The little skit we're putting on. It opens the 4th of May, a week from this Friday, which I think is the 4th of May.
4th of May.
3rd, maybe the 3rd.
Cinco de Mayo is the next day.
It is. The 5th of May is the next day. Huh. Good, excellent observation, and nice.
Well, I speak a little Spanish. Let me tell you, I understood what you said to me when you walked in the door.
But see, I don't speak very good Spanish. Therefore, I didn't realize what I said. Apparently, it's not a nice thing to call somebody.
It's getting a little blue in here.
I'm sorry about that.
Tell you that.
So yesterday we were hanging lights and adjusting lights, and they made the opportunity to come in. Yeah, because I had tech.
At the theater.
Yep.
Where you're doing that little skit.
Doing the little sketch.
Yeah, and you're hanging lights.
The little skit called Neil Simon's Biloxi Blues. It's many of you probably already know it.
That's copyrighted.
There was a film. The title?
You can't even say it.
I can't?
No.
Oh crap! We'll have to bleep it out. Anyway, so did you bring the flat dummies?
Actually, I did.
Here's the story behind this: is our friend Leslie and her family went on vacation.
Wait a minute.
What
did you just do?
What?
I'm driving this.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
What do you mean?
Tell the story.
No, you tell the story. You wanted to go to Flat Dummies.
We went to Flat Dummies, and sorry, it's a bad habit. And our friend Leslie and her family went on vacation. I didn't realize they were this size. These are larger than I thought they were smaller.
I thought this was this is what I thought they were.
These mugs are bigger than they look, don't they?
And we're holding shells. There's little shells here.
Yeah. Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a little shell in my hand.
So thank you for sending these to us. Hey, Shell. Hey, what a great time we had on spring break.
You're a big flat dummy.
Oh, that's so nice. So we went on vacation with them as these flat dummies, and they sent back photos, numerous photos, and we put together a slideshow.
Mark put together a slideshow.
Well, we did it because you were in my heart when I did it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And we put together the slideshow, and here it is.
A Couple of Flat Dummies, Spring Break 2013 with the Beauchamps. Here we are. What are we doing here?
Well, apparently we have our passports, and we're getting ready to launch on the big escapade.
I know it's, here we are on the road.
Oh, it was so scary.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, just traveling backwards. It's a high rate of speed. That Leslie, she drives like a bat out of hell.
Oh, there we are. Well, our plane is inside the, that can't be safe.
This is not good at all.
No, we're inside the hangar, but our plane is now we're on the, in the seats.
We're actually on the airplane getting ready to go.
Now, did that cost 2 tickets for us both to have one seat?
I can't see.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Why are we falling?
Why are they throwing us out of windows?
Oh my gosh, the view is spectacular though. Oh, a little sunset.
The romantic little dummies.
Little sunset. Look at the sun dipping into the ocean in the background.
Isn't it beautiful?
Or is it rising?
Oh my goodness, I remember. Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, when we built that octopus out of orange plastic.
And you buried me up to my head.
Oh,
God.
Oh, we had to stay protected from the sun, so we used 3 different products.
That Coppertone, that 15, that doesn't do much for me.
No.
Oh, Mark, you got so drunk that day.
That was terrible. And the thing is, I blame the pineapple because really the pineapple was.
Yeah, it's so you think you're eating some fruit.
And then we won that semi at the Landstar convention, and then we fought over who got it
because we were so drunk
and just broke it.
And there we are, just kind of like leaned up against the wall.
What Dallas Cowboy hat are we going to pick out? Or I mean, oh, here we are.
Oh, I barely even remember that dinner.
You had a little bit of white wine, and I had a couple of Bud Lights.
That's right.
And then the Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, I just can't. I threw that up.
You threw it up. Well, you had the ice cream headache. You said it felt like a migraine. That's right. And then we picked out some other desserts because you had to get something in your stomach because you hadn't eaten anything all day.
Anything all day, and
so we chose that.
So we chose a basket of chocolate with a spot of ice cream on it.
Yeah.
It was really wonderful.
Really good. And it was served in an ashtray.
And there again, she kept trying to throw us out the window.
Well, we were like, we're kind of scared of heights, Leslie, and she just would not keep us off that balcony.
She wouldn't stop. Notice that we don't yet have...
Here's a thank you to Leslie, our fan club president.
Yeah.
Brad, king of the streets. Emma, the surf ninja.
Surf ninja Emma.
And Ava, the beach queen.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
And Florida for the location. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. And thank you especially to the Bow Champs. What'd you think? That was pretty good. I thought we did a good job of putting that together. We're learning a little bit about film editing, right?
What in the hell is this movie?
It's a
what
cue.
Is that? It's not a cue.
It's the jaws of art.
It's a clapboard? Is that what you're trying to...
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous movie
Instead
ever.
of just a snap or something.
Come on.
And we're not even syncing up audio or anything. I don't know why I do that. Why do I do that?
I don't know.
I just like doing action.
Are a couple of buffoons.
We are. Well, as advertised. So we have these little guys now. She sent these to us, and we thought we were going to do this all last week, but we didn't have these yet. So we figured, and I messed up the slideshow. I also messed it up. Yeah.
What do you mean you messed it up?
I didn't put it together so that I could, when I sent it to you, it didn't come through as a full movie file. It came through as a project, and you couldn't open it.
Last week you're talking about.
Yeah. So, anywho.
It's 11/11, Make-A-Wish.
Fortune and fame.
So last night, yesterday, I made another trip over to Klaus German Sausage and Meat Market.
Jawohl?
Yeah.
German.
Jawohl.
And how's Klaus doing over there?
They're doing well. They're doing well, man.
Have you met Klaus?
No.
Is that their last name?
I don't think so. No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But it could be a first or a last name, I assume. I don't know. But I picked up another pound of that double smoked bacon, which I think we're going to have in a little while.
Yeah.
We haven't eaten breakfast yet.
No, we skipped breakfast.
Well, and actually, that's not true. We did eat breakfast this morning.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We had
a hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled egg.
And I had a nectarine.
He had a nectarine, and I had an apple.
Yeah.
You see, it all comes full circle. That is changing eating habits, people.
Well, look at our energy. Our energy is completely different.
It is actually.
It's slightly.
We're also not drunk.
No, we're not. Yeah. No, we're not having beers. Something beeped. Is that the camera again?
No, it's good.
Okay.
It might be the camera.
What is going on?
Well, this is my first rodeo, Mark, so it's all good.
Sorry, we're just dealing with a little technical self-consciousness.
So, I should double back. I've lost 10 pounds.
10 pounds?
That's the...
2 bags of flour.
That's 2 bags of freaking flour. Let me tell you something.
You're peeking.
I'm peeking out. I think I'd lost like 6 or 7 pounds. And I went into the store, into the grocery store or whatever, and I picked up, those big cylinders of ground beef that they sell these days? Like the plastic covered cylinder of beef. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the refrigerator section in a grocery store.
Bucket?
No, it's like a cylinder. It's like a vacuum packed.
Oh yeah, with the patties.
No. It's just a
tube.
It's like a tube.
Okay.
A cylindrical container.
Like the Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage package.
But that's right, but big.
Burger proportion.
And they sell them in like 5-pound cylinders, right?
Yeah.
And I'd lost like 6 pounds or something. And I picked one of these up, and I couldn't get it out of my head that's how much weight is 5 pounds. Like, I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
And you think about that, like, because you can barely tell on my body that I've lost 10 pounds.
I can
but
tell.
that weight's got to come from somewhere, you know, and it's amazing. And so now I've lost 10, so I've lost two
of those things.
Yeah.
Well, do you think about your body? You've got a lot of surface area, just as a person,
right?
And just that percentage all over, that adds up.
I'll tell you where it came from.
Where?
5 pounds per cheek.
Yeah,
I've got a butt. I have got a butt on me.
Speaking of the meat department of your local grocery store,
can I get a pound of shill butt?
What are you having, a party?
What are you having, people over? Yeah, a couple pounds of shill butt and half a pound of bacon.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, Klaus is looking a little too close.
Right. So we went to Klaus. So I went to Klaus. I got a pound of I got a pound of pig butt. But I also, Mark and Bridget came over for dinner. Are you going to spit that out of your mouth or what? All right, I'll give you a minute.
I'm good.
So Mark and Bridget came over for dinner last night, and I picked up a couple of their bratwurst. These are homemade raw bratwurst. They're not pre-cooked. It's homemade beef casing freaking bratwurst.
Yeah, the real deal.
So I slow cooked those sons of bitches in beer and onion.
Oh, you did?
40 minutes.
Wow, I forgot to ask you how you prepped it. Well, it's good. We can ask you now.
So I submerged them in beer and basically cooked off 3/4 of that beer, and it took about 35 to 40 minutes on medium to low heat.
It was so tender, and the other thing is he grinds his sausages so fine.
It's unreal.
It's like a puree in there.
And then I finished them off by just on. I finished them off in a skillet because I have a cast iron grill, but it needs to be sealed, and so I finished them off on the.
What do you mean sealed? Oh, like in a cast iron skillet? How you have to? How do you seal it? Never mind. We'll go back to that. Never mind.
Well, I'll tell you how you seal it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few different methods.
I may or may not have ruined 2 of those by not doing that correctly.
Well, there's a few different schools of thought, from my understanding, and one is you put it in the oven for an hour at 450 degrees. You coat it. Well, you have to first of all you coat it in either oil or grease, right?
Really?
Yeah, and so. But some people swear by using oil, and some people swear by using lard.
Okay.
Right?
Like Crisco.
Right.
Some Crisco in it.
Exactly. And you coat the whole thing except for the bottom where it's going to touch the burner. You coat the whole thing, including the handle, and you put it in the oven. I think it's 450 for an hour, and then you have to let it cool because it'll take a couple hours to cool.
You don't just reach in and grab it?
You don't just reach in and grab the thing. But cast iron holds heat. That's what makes them such good kitchen appliances. They hold heat really well. So it'll take a couple of hours for that thing to cool down. There's another school of thought that you do the same thing. You use either oil or the lard, and you put it in the oven at 200 degrees for 3 hours.
Oh, my
200 degrees instead of 450. But 200 enough, they say, is enough to open up the pores and soak in that oil.
That constant heat for that amount of time.
Right, for 3 hours. Yeah, and then you let it cool for an hour, and then you wipe off the excess, let it cool a little while longer, and then you wipe off the excess again, and then after seriously 6 hours of the shit, then by the end it's ready to use.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot for...
It's a lot of effort, right?
But what you get out of it when you're actually cooking with that, you can tell the way it cooks things.
And you only have to wash it you don't only have to do that every 6 months to a year, I think. A year. You sweep it out with, and then you can use a light water after you use it. You can use a light water and maybe some very thin soap. You don't want to use highly concentrated soap to give it a quick wash over the top, but you don't want to wash that oil off of there. That's the thing. You don't want to get back down to the iron.
I've been mishandling our cast iron skillet for 10 years.
You can't let water sit in it. You can't do it.
Really?
Yeah. And most of the time when I'm done cooking with a cast iron skillet, I just wipe it out with a paper towel.
That makes sense. Just get the residue out.
It's because it's no stick, and so it's basically like Teflon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the idea.
You know what else works good is just a Teflon skillet. But there's certain things you can't make, like cornbread in a cast iron skillet. That's good stuff.
Cornbread, yeah.
Yeah, because the other thing is you can seal your like if you're doing a steak, you can seal it in the skillet on the stove, and then you just throw the whole thing in the oven.
But it's also all that flavor and richness that comes from cooking on it time and time again. It's like it's seasoned. They call it seasoning. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, so
they've been using them for a couple of years, so.
Yeah, they've been in use.
We got to that because you were talking about your meal you made
I put those bratwursts then just in a skillet and browned them for probably another 15 to 20 minutes flipping.
They were very good.
And then I just sliced them and served them as appetizers with brown mustard.
Brown mustard.
It wasn't bad, right? The thing is about the sausage coming out of this place, Klaus, is that it's not like anything you buy in a store.
No.
When you get store-bought brats, you know, there's all of the, it's almost like they just put all of this, like, crap in it. You know?
Filler. And it doesn't taste like that with his. It tastes like it's all the right stuff you're supposed to.
Yeah, very subtle, you know. Very, very good flavor.
If you like a real, a sausage with a real kick to it, it's not for you.
Not that bratwurst.
Not that bratwurst. The breakfast sausage has a very understated, but go to Klaus. We'll post the link again.
Oh, where the link's probably in front of us right now.
Tell them a couple of dummies sent you, and then we can start kind of throwing our weight around in that place. Also, last week we plugged the dugout. If you go in there, tell...
Let's go to the dugout today.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll swing by there.
Yeah.
Tell the dugout that a couple of dummies sent you. We already kind of throw our weight around in that place. We got no weight.
Well, they know us. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, they're local places that we support. I'm wearing a T-shirt of another. This is in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but Wood Nickel Records.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a staple of Fort Wayne. They support local music. I remember being back as a kid. I remember being a kid, and friends of mine would put albums out, their own self-produced albums, and Wood Nickel would sell them.
That's right.
And I always thought that was the most.
Yeah.
That was so awesome because we would go up to Fort Wayne. I was like, hey, look, we go to Wood Nickel. I want to get my friends, and you walk in there and see your friends' stuff. I mean, just that kind of support of local entertainment, and that is just amazing. And this is from, they had a T-shirt day or something. It was a fundraiser, and a friend of mine got me a T-shirt. So thank you to my friend Melissa for picking it up. But I thought today I'd support Wood Nickel. Local, support your local.
And I'm wearing a Green Bay Packers shirt.
That's no accident.
Because they're, the best team in the NFC North, right? He would agree with that. It's the only team in the NFL that is owned solely by the community.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. And they're also they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I went to Lambeau the following season to see the season opener.
Did you wear a big piece of cheese on your head?
No.
Was that the year after they won the Super Bowl that you went?
Yeah.
Oh, was that part of your bandwagon tour of?
No. No, but I picked up the shirt. I like the shirt.
It is a nice shirt.
What do you care?
It'd be cool if it had a football team name on it, but instead it's got
Bear fan. Bear fan.
So the other thing is we got the Couple Dummies. We showed the slideshow.
Hey,
go ahead.
It's time to call Shorty Biggs.
Let's call Shorty. Calling Shorty Biggs. Oh, we're calling Shorty Biggs. Let's see what he's doing now. We're calling Shorty Biggs.
I don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah. We can't decide where he is today because there's no golf on, right?
There's golf, but nobody's playing there.
But he could be anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not in front of his television. So we didn't call him last week because we were just kind of tired of him.
We were pretty sick of him last week.
No. And so we thought this week would be fun to call him and.
Hi, this is Curtis. Send a phone right now.
Let's leave a message.
Number and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.
At the tone, please record the message.
Captivate.
Recording
Yeah.
hang up or press 1 for more options.
This is going to win us our Emmy. Hey, dummy. Hey, it's a Couple of Dummies calling you.
Hey, stupid.
We just checking in to see if you got any dumber. Then we realized not possible. No, we just calling to check in with you and see how your golf game's going.
Yeah, call us back, asshole.
Yeah. All right.
See how your golf game's going.
That's probably what he's doing. He might be golfing.
He might be. He is out of his mind. Shorty Biggs. His golf game is apparently off the hook.
Yeah.
And
Of course, he golfs by himself, so he has no proof.
he has no proof whatsoever.
But he comes back with these cards that are like PGA quality.
That's right. That's right. He's like 1 over par. And so every time he finishes a round, he calls me to tell me how good his round was. And I'm like, that's great. And I always tell him, I say, I hope that stays true when the pressure's on.
Yeah, because he will choke under pressure.
He'll choke. He's going to choke terribly.
Oh man!
So
how's your golf game going? Have you got?
I haven't played much. I'd kind of like to play today, Mark, but
yeah, that's not going to happen.
we got all this crap to do. So
yeah,
I haven't played much, but this is going to be a breakthrough season for me. I'm just gonna beat hell out of Shorty Biggs.
Well, I was on ESPN yesterday, and they were kind of talking about what they projected your season to be, and Curtis's or Shorty's, and they see good things from you guys as well. So I look forward to it. I look forward to getting the weekly updates.
Viewer mail. There was no viewer mail this week.
No viewer mail today. Thanks, guys.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Didn't see anything. Traffic is really low. We're really starting to get bummed out.
Yeah, we need more traffic. We think because maybe it was such a high volume news week.
Yeah.
And not to take any of that lightly, that maybe that's what caused it. That's what we're blaming it on. So, but send us your mail. I mean, we need it. We require
We need help.
We need affirmation. We need your topics, your opinions. My mom can't drive this whole show.
His mom is our only point of contact with the outside world.
Yeah, she's the only one providing us any feedback.
We need you people now. You got to help us here. Settle down. You got to reach out and help us. So we need guidance. There's no two bits about it. We're looking for a producer.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for all kinds of crap.
Because frankly, we watch it back and we see nothing wrong with it.
No, we think it's brilliant.
We can't stop that.
You gotta pull our egos down here.
Yeah, you got to help us.
Tell us how bad it sucks.
Kick us in the ribs.
Tell us what you like, what you don't.
And the biggest thing I got feedback on this week from last week's was apparently your bandwagon of flunkies talking about not enjoying zombie movies.
Yeah. Well, I was right
Michael
about that.
and Chief texted me. I said, "Hey, we posted a new podcast," and he said, "Yeah, I'm with Sheldon on the whole zombie thing."
That's right. I think it's Chief. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start calling Chief. If Shorty Biggs isn't going to answer,
he's not going to answer.
We'll call Chief.
If he's not going to block Sunday out for us, what can we ask of our friend?
That's right.
Seriously.
So we'll start calling Chief.
Yeah, we'll call Chief. Hey, Chief. We appreciate your viewership because Shorty Biggs hasn't watched a single episode.
No.
He listened to maybe the first one and then he's checked out.
He fast forwards through his
until he sees us looking at the phone and then he realizes that's what he's on.
Right.
And I think since we had the phone issue a couple weeks ago, I think since then he hasn't watched one because he doesn't think the quality is going to do his voice justice or
whatever. Yeah, whatever. He's
who knows what he's
so vain.
So vain.
But I bet Chief be a good interview.
He'd be very good. He's got great insight. He can cover a broad range of topics.
Well, he can talk about smoking those ribs.
Politics, cooking.
First of all.
A cooking segment. Maybe we could get him to record a cooking segment and send it in to us.
He'll cook like a mug.
Mm-hmm. Plus, he lives down in Texas.
Yeah, so he's got a story or two down there.
Yeah, he's living right on the border. So he's
you know who else would be a good interview?
Who?
Big Man, Chief's old man.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one.
That'd be a good interview.
That would be he gets fired up. That would be a good one.
I'll tell you, Shorty Biggs, your leash is pretty short, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna need more from you. Okay,
we need effort.
And don't think we don't have options, because I think as we just discussed, we've got plenty of options. So we got to get the Bridge on here. She'd be a good interview.
Bridge would be a great interview.
She's Pistol.
She's Pistol. We'd sit her right here. She's small enough. We'd put her right there.
Sit right here. Yeah, sit on this little box.
Sit on this little box. And what do you think, Bridget?
Yeah. Clock's ticking, Shorty. So I like this. I like that we see. This is kind of making me feel better. We have options.
What do you mean feel better?
No, just because we were talking about we're reigning with our viewership, but we just counted 3 people that we know listen.
That we could change this up a little bit.
Yeah,
we could just move Shorty out of the loop, get him out of the rotation.
Put somebody else in.
Yeah, and then we'll move somebody else in. See what the ratings do after that.
Yeah, maybe. Prediction.
Shorty dragging us down.
We're just kidding, Shorty. We love you.
No. We might try you back there in a minute.
We might try you back.
And if the phone rings, it's probably Shorty Biggs.
Yeah, because he'll see the number, right?
Yeah.
It'll show the out.
No, he knows that number.
But we're not going to extend the recording time today just to facilitate his call.
Oh, hell no.
No. So what else? What else is going on?
Well, last night we saw some UFC fights.
Oh, we saw some great UFC fights.
Now I want to open with so Mark and, as I said, Mark and Bridget came over last night. We watched UFC. So basically, if there's a UFC fight happening on Fox or FX, Mark and I are probably watching it.
Yep. If you're watching it, just know that somewhere out there we're watching it too.
And tweet us while you're watching. We can chat about it.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, we could actually. Here's what we're going to start doing: is during the UFC fights, a couple of dummies is going to start tweeting on the action. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. Not that anybody actually. I don't think anybody that watches our podcast gives a rat's ass about UFC fighting.
No, really?
I don't know. Maybe if your friends are watching.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if any of my friends are watching.
I don't think anybody's watching.
Yeah, they'll start watching. Maybe if we start tweeting some UFC feedback, or maybe they'll just be like, "What do these guys know?"
Well, let's pimp that fight next week.
Yeah, the big one is Chael Sonnen and Johnny Bones Jones. That's a big fight. That may be one of the big ones of the summer.
Yeah,
at least.
I hope it turns into that. That's going to be 5 rounds, right?
Yeah, that's 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division.
I would love to see Chael Sonnen.
UFC light heavyweight division.
Who is that? Your Charlie Buffer?
Charlie Buffer. Bruce Buffer.
Charlie Buffett.
So yeah, we will. We'll start. I like that we're pushing the UFC because you're getting hooked.
A little bit.
Last night he was one of the fights started, and you didn't have a horse in that race, and you were standing up, and he was pacing, and he's bit by the bug.
I'm nervous though during those fights because I don't want to see an arm snap. Bro.
Somebody even grabs somebody's arm, and he's like, oh.
I can't stand it.
But that's the best part because then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then it's just like it's a roller coaster.
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster ride. So we saw great fights last night. That was the UFC on Fox.
I wanted to start with Frank Mir and Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
I thought this was a fantastic fight.
Yeah.
The way Cormier handled, he managed every single minute of that fight.
He had complete control.
Unreal, dude. Against a guy who's got 25 pounds on him, basically.
Pounds. Yeah. He did a lot of controlling him against the cage, but it wasn't like he was just sitting there holding him.
No.
He was constantly working for position.
Working,
and just gassing him out.
And punching him every chance he could, but putting his full weight on him against that cage.
Yep.
And then whenever he felt like he was a little tired, I don't know, whatever it was, Cormier would just back off into the middle. Mm-hmm. Mir would come out to him. Cormier would pop him in the face and take him back to the fence.
Yeah.
It was like, come out and take a punch. All right, now I'm going to put you back on the fence, and I'm going to work your body for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm going to hit you in your gas tank. It was. And the thing when I was telling Shilb last night, I've been to a couple live events, and I said those aren't the most exciting ones to watch live. That's why a lot of times you'll hear the audience booing.
Yeah.
Because they're trapped in one spot, and you're kind of not. You're watching it all in the jumbotron, and then you're thinking, why did I spend $80 on this ticket if I'm just going to watch it on the screen anyways?
Yeah.
But so you'll see some of that, but. From our perspective, watching it, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Just a real lesson in control. What was the next fight we watched? Diaz and Josh Thompson.
Diaz and Thompson, which actually that was a good fight too.
Yeah.
In retrospect,
Mm-hmm.
Diaz, I don't like Diaz. I don't like that guy's style.
Yeah.
As far as he's kind of because I called him a punk, even though Thompson's nickname is Punk.
He said this guy's kind of a punk, isn't he? And I thought you were talking about Josh Thompson. I said, well, funny enough, that's his nickname. And you were talking about the other punk.
But I'm a little reticent to refer to anyone who fights in the UFC as a punk. I don't, Mr. Diaz.
Yeah.
I do not mean anything by that.
No.
In fact, I was very impressed with your performance. And I will be a fan for life, sir.
Yeah.
Because
Me too.
you do know people in the UFC.
Sort of, yeah. So anyway, we watched fights. We watched the Diaz fight. What was the main event? Melendez versus Benson Henderson.
Yeah.
That was very close. I scored it. Well, if you didn't watch it, you don't care. But I scored the first three out of 5 rounds to Melendez.
Yeah.
You didn't see it.
I thought Henderson controlled the fight the whole way. I thought that Melendez, who obviously was a driven fighter who never backed down.
Yeah.
He kept coming forward.
A lot of experience.
Yeah,
with that guy.
but Henderson, is that Henderson?
Yeah.
He got the best of him. He had the most strikes, and even though he was backing up most of the fight, he was doing the damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Those
he busted. How many times did he kick Melendez in the legs?
Yeah,
I mean,
and he had a big bump on the front of his shin, and
it was nasty.
But you wouldn't know it affected him. He just moved forward.
That's
the
true.
whole time.
That's true. No, and like I said, I mean, he's obviously a gamer.
Yeah.
And I'm new to the sport. I don't know that much about it. I don't know how to score it. I admit all of those things, but it just seemed to me like Henderson got the best of him.
Yeah, very possible. But it's interesting seeing your perspective because you're very spot on with a lot of your assessments when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's good to see that because you're not tainted by years of watching the sport and seeing like decisions go terribly wrong or all this other stuff. You just call it like you see it, and so it's good. It's good. It's refreshing.
He said taint.
So what else? What we watched that. We watched that. Then we went over to the Duggar for a little bit.
Yeah, I had a nightcap at the Duggar.
And we watched the Tim and Eric movie, which
Dude,
I don't think we can really comment a lot on that movie because if you want to see a movie that really is indescribable,
Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
it was really hilarious, funny. I thought it was
There
funny.
were parts in there that
But
when they're in
parts
the
of-
bathtub, man.
Yeah,
I was losing my mind.
but there's parts where you're just sitting there going, "What am I watching?
Why and why?
And why?" But it's just its own style. It's a genre that you can't really. They're their own genre, and it's a different kind of comedy, I guess.
It is, and yet the movie itself is formulaic. You know?
Yeah.
Even in its absurdity, it does like they talk directly to the camera. There are times you don't know whether you're in a movie or if you're watching their real life.
Yeah.
Like it's a
They use their real names.
They use their real names. Like the movie's absurd.
And it's got some great. It's got Will Ferrell's in it.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
John C. Reilly is brilliant as Taquito.
And actually, the death of John C. Reilly in this movie
Is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
it is out of this world.
Because he's just this pure character, right?
Yeah.
And he just can't catch a break. Check it out. I'll warn you ahead of time. The content is mature, and immature.
And both and vile,
Very
the bathtub scene. Lady.
yeah.
And there's a piercing image that is no fun.
Yeah, don't watch it seriously. If you don't like rated R movies or strong content, don't watch it because it gets really, really blue. But it's funny.
It's an absurd movie, but worth the watch if you're bored on some Saturday night.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So I don't think we're going to hear from Shorty Biggs. That's definitely being noted in my journal tonight.
Yeah. Definitely. No, we're jotting that one down.
And what do we got going on this week? Anything?
I'm moving.
Yes.
So I got to deal with that.
And we're going to hire a couple of guys. Well, you're going to hire a couple of guys.
Thinking about it.
And we're going to watch them move all your stuff out. And then we're going to go get the new studio set up at the new place.
Yeah.
And what's the address? We're gonna get the. I'm gonna help you move.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. I help. I'm a helper. And yeah.
So there we have it. So that's our week. So we probably won't have a podcast next week. It's because
depends how fast we get unpacked.
I need to get settled into my apartment. That's a primary motivation.
Yeah.
And also, we're gonna have a fundraiser soon.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. T-shirt design contest.
T-shirt design.
I'm just throwing this out there.
That's pretty good. I like that. Go.
Design your idea for design your idea.
Design your idea.
Come up with an idea for a T-shirt for us that encapsulates our podcast, and don't draw a big turd and think you're a funny man.
This is one shitty podcast. A Couple of Dummies, a real shitty podcast.
Something stinks in here. But
actually kind of fun.
Couple of Dummies, and actually not a bad idea. Don't censor yourselves. Just whatever you want to come up with. Couple of Dummies.
Yeah.
Encapsulating us. If you want to do a character, maybe like this pose for me. And what do you have a pose you want?
No, not really.
Throw a design up there and send it to our email. Don't put it on Facebook because we don't want anybody stealing your idea. Send it to our email, acoupleofdummies@gmail.com, acoupleofdummies@gmail.com. If you just have an idea, maybe you're not artistically inclined, and you just have an idea, submit the idea. We'll get somebody to draw it.
And we'll steal it.
And you have no rights to your idea.
We're not going to give you any. This is on the record. We're not going to give. We'll give you credit for having done it, but you have no financial gain.
We own your art. No, we'll get
But it would
out.
be helpful to us.
And we may have you on the podcast.
We will interview the winner of the contest on our podcast.
Yep.
That will be your prize.
Yeah. Yeah, and be careful what you wish for, because
You just might get
You
it.
really want to jump into this ring of fire?
So that's good. That's good. So submit your T-shirt ideas.
Yeah.
ASAP.
And we'll pick a winner between the two of us, and I'm sure we're going to fight like cats and dogs over which one we want.
But you'll also get the first T-shirt free if you win.
Really?
So one. We'll give the T-shirt away to the winner.
Okay.
It's like the Fort Wayne tin caps.
Mm-hmm.
I went to high school with the guy who they had a naming contest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and and I won't say who it is.
And he won. He won.
So he won the naming.
Where'd you go, Snyder?
No, I went to Concordia.
Concordia.
So
right.
he won the naming competition for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, which is a single A baseball team.
Champion.
They won the first year that they existed. They used to be the Fort Wayne Wizards, and then they built a new stadium downtown, which caused all kinds of political havoc in the city.
But it's gorgeous.
But it's absolutely beautiful. And the first season of the ballpark, they won the damn thing.
Yeah.
They won their league.
And you went to almost every.
I didn't go to every. No. I went to maybe a dozen games. Chief and I, and a bunch of dudes from downtown. Shorty Diggs, sure. So anyway,
he named him.
So this guy I went to high school with, whose name I won't say,
throw it out there. Where is he?
No. He gave that. You actually probably know him. He gave them the name, the Tin Caps, and so what did they do? What did the Tin Caps do?
They designed a logo.
They designed everything based on his idea, because the Tin Caps, it's all about like
Johnny
Appleseed, and so their mascot, right?
Yeah.
is Johnny, and right.
I don't know.
No, it's Johnny.
Okay.
It's Johnny Appleseed, right? And he's got a baseball for a head, and he's wearing a tin cap.
Yeah, because the whole thing was that Johnny Appleseed he was so poor, but he was going around spreading apple seeds, and he wore a pot on his head, and that's what he cooked with, I think.
Yeah, sure.
That's not very sanitary. Hopefully if it's cast iron, he used your tip.
I don't think it was cast iron. It was tin.
Oh.
So anyway, the entire marketing campaign for this team is based on their name, Tin Caps.
That he came up with.
That's
pretty amazing.
And what did they get him?
A T-shirt?
No.
Season tickets.
For 1 year.
Really?
Yeah.
1 year?
Yeah.
Wow. They're probably bleacher seats.
1 year, right. No, they were good seats. They
didn't outfit him with like all the merch and.
No. They might have.
Every year, Johnny shows up at his kid's birthday party, or
yeah, they might have. But I'll be honest with you, I'm fairly certain that it was 1 year of season tickets.
Well, that's what they could offer them, because they had no idea how they were going to do or what kind of success the ballpark would have.
Come on, 2 tickets for a lifetime.
I would just keep coming back to them every year, just being like,
pay the piper.
Maybe you don't remember me, but here's the article of when I won, and I named it. Here's a picture of me with Johnny.
Well, I'm sure he signed off all rights to it. But, I mean, I don't know how all that played out, but I'm pretty sure it was 1 year of season tickets, and now go on your merry ways.
Well, here's the story. In grade school, high school, they used to do 2 things. In grade school, 1 year, my 5th grade year, we had a design contest to design our student handbook cover and what it would look like, and I won. I won that year. So I don't know if they still use it, but Lancaster Elementary School in Bluffton, Indiana, I designed the handbook, and I won it in 5th grade.
That's pretty good.
And
that is pretty good.
And then in high school, we used to do this ad fundraiser thing for the Bluffton News Banner, I think it was, and all local businesses would submit their business name, and you could pick one, and for your art project, you would draw a design for their ad. And I won that year too for Kmart.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And Kmart gave me a $25 gift certificate.
Did you just pass gas?
No.
Oh,
What?
I heard it.
No. It was a chair.
Oh, yeah, I don't hear you. Can't make it happen again.
I didn't.
You know what we should do?
That's how we're ending today?
You know what we should do?
What?
We should do an episode, where I sit here and you draw a caricature of me.
Through the whole episode?
Yeah.
And at the end I show
And then you show it.
Let's do that.
Let's try. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that'll be our next one.
Okay. I'll do that.
Do you have?
Is that because you don't want me to contribute? Or?
I don't want you to pass gas anymore.
Hey,
Can you just stop farting?
I want to hear your feedback. She'll drive in the bus. That good move today. I like the energy. I like what you're bringing today. I like the bright colored shirt.
Don't hit me.
I like the bright colored
Hey,
shirt.
another thing. I'm this close. I wanted to be able to surprise you with it, but I couldn't figure it out yesterday.
So you're gonna spoil the surprise.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell them that we're really, really close to being on iTunes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's big.
I wanted to say that we were. I'm sorry. That
you know who's going to like that a lot? Chief.
Chief will like that.
Chief,
yeah.
We're going to get on iTunes for you, friend.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. It's just the last kind of finishing touches I need to figure out. But
that was you like sanding the last part of the little whittled.
That's right.
Crap.
I just need to fine tune that last little end there.
Polishing stones.
So we're close to being on iTunes. Hopefully by the next podcast, we'll see.
Thanks to our friend Sankofa. We got good feedback. I think he enjoyed the shout out last week.
I think so.
I'm still enjoying the album. Every time I listen to it, I hear a new detail that just awesome. Buy that album. It's on our Twitter page, the link to it.
Yep.
Bandcamp is the site, bandcamp.com. What else? We got the show next weekend. You're moving. Pacers have a game today. That's why we're shooting so early, so we can actually find a parking spot downtown.
Yeah.
And that's it. We're going to be on iTunes.
We will be on iTunes soon, I hope. I just need to dial it in.
Visit Klaus's Sausage Refinery. Wait, what's it called?
Klaus German Sausage and Meat Market. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays, open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 3 or something like that.
And yeah, you won't regret it.
And it's just meat.
Yeah.
You can't, no ups, no extras. You can't get brown mustard in there. You can't get sauerkraut. You can't get buns. You can't get anything. You can't get a cold frickin' soda. I doubt they have a glass of water back there for you. You just get meat.
But it's the best stuff you've ever tasted.
It has to be the best German sausage I've ever had this side of Germany.
Yeah. Well, I've never been to Germany, so I'm gonna go with that too, if you say so. So that's it. That's the podcast for this week.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Can I seal this thing up?
Do it.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We need your input. We want your t-shirt designs. The winner gets an interview with us, and he gets a free t-shirt. That's it. No season tickets, no nothing. He's Mark. I'm Shilb, and we're out. Can you stop that, please?
Couldn't help myself.